So the United States, Donald Trump, and Hegseth, to be more accurate, they have decided to allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho. Here it is.
We further welcome today's signing of the letter of acceptance establishing a Qatari Emir Air Force facility and Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. This step strengthens interoperabilities, enhance joint readiness, and advance our shared defense goals. Mr. Secretary, together we will continue to deepen this strategic partnership in pursuit of lasting peace and shared security. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. We wish you that.
Sign now.
Sign and trade. How about that?
I mean, they do it right in front of you. So no one can say, well, you saw us do it, right? Put it up full mass. I have an interesting background to this. So on Friday, the U.S. announced it will allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho. The facility will be constructed at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, which will host Qatari F-15 fighter jets. Yeah, fighter jets. And pilots who will train alongside United States troops. That's just the beginning. Quote, the location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase the lethality, and interoperability. Hegseth used an SAT word. He said this during a meeting with Qatari, the counterpart. This was at the Pentagon. Quote, it's just unclear. It's just another, example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us. You remember when President Obama demonstrated an act of courtesy to someone who wasn't from around here? And they said, well, that act of courtesy shows that, yeah, he's a traitor. He's not American, they said. But Hegseth just signed, who the hell knows? And he said, our continued partnership, well, what other partnership you have? What other business do you have we're not aware of? This is the first signature we assumed. The announcement of the deal comes just weeks after Trump signed an executive order for the U.S. to guarantee the security of Qatar, a significant commitment to a non-NATO Arab ally. According to the report, Israel actually bombed Qatar several days earlier as part of an operation against Hamas. These officials were living in Doha. The sources told CNN that the plan to build the Qatar facility has been in the works for many years, several years, dating back to the previous administration. Now, Hegseth praised Qatar for playing a, quote, substantial role in the peace talks that led to a ceasefire and hostage swap deal between Israel and Hamas, as well as the Gulf country support when the U.S. struck Iranian nuclear sites in June. So Qatar is also home of the largest U.S. military base in the region at al-Udeid. So Hegseth later backtracked and clarified on Friday and wrote in a post on X, quote, the U.S. military has a long-standing partnership with Qatar including today's announced cooperation with F-15 QA aircraft, emphasizing there will be no Qatari-owned base in the United States. Sir, that's an important detail to get wrong. Let's continue. Close ally of Donald Trump, far-right activist Laura Loomer, has posted on X more than a dozen times since the deal was announced, calling it, quote, outrageous, an abomination, a betrayal. She added that she doesn't think she'll be voting come 2026. Now, it is interesting to note the internet rumor is that this was his lady friend during a time. All right, so, quote, there isn't a single Trump supporter who supports allowing Qatar to have a military base on U.S. soil. Loomer posted to the social platform X, quote, I don't know who told President Trump this was a good idea, but it has made people not want to vote. Qatar told him it was a good idea. That's who told him. It's real easy. Simple. And it also distracts you from the Epstein files. So it has that benefit too. There's more. The Qatar facility specifically has been in the works for several years. A 2022 announcement from the Mountain Home Air Force Base, published while President Biden was in office, provided the results of an environmental assessment looking at the, quote, potential impacts associated with the bed down of a U.S.-led Qatar Emory Air Force F-15 QA squadron at the base, but this allows for the U.S. preparing a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One also. So earlier this year, remember this, right? The Boeing aircraft, valued at about $400 million, is being donated by the Qatar or by Qatar or the Qatar government as an unconditional gift with any necessary retrofitting cost being borne by the U.S. government. The White House has insisted that taking the aircraft is legal and pledged that it will be donated to Trump's presidential library once he leaves office. Current rules suggest U.S. officials can only accept gifts under $480, which President Obama followed and made sure everybody else did as well. Laura Loomer, once again, an influential, likely ex-girlfriend of Trump, right-wing social media influencer, has said that accepting the plane will be a stain on the administration. No, it's a stain on your ex. So everybody continues to jump around the one issue that's right in front of them, the elephant in the room. Who's giving Trump bad advice? Why do they keep doing this to Trump? Even Marjorie Taylor Greene refuses to say Donald Trump is in charge. He wanted the damn job. He campaigned one way, decided to govern another. Instead of saying it that clearly, all of these individuals who are obviously adversarial to the current policy direction of Donald Trump refuse to make Donald Trump responsible for Donald Trump. And this is why Trump believes he can get away with it. Because the way he's being treated now by those who don't even like him, who do not support him, who will vocally say he is wrong, this is how he's been treated his entire adult life and maybe even before. No responsibility, no accountability. So if no one supports this, why do we not hear more? All right. Dear sister, Senator, this is a hell of a thing. This man literally took a bribe in broad daylight, took the plane. Within that same year, showed us what the deal was about.
What was the limit? You said, Doc, $480?
$400. He maximized that by some millions. He multiplied it and assumed that was the number.
I just need our audience to know I muted myself because the way Doc telling this story, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. But Doc, I mean, you in a comedy would be the straight man, all right? And the straight man is usually the funniest person in the comedy. in our face, playing straight up in our face. And President Barack Obama would have never, not that he should have, because if he was doing this on Indisputable, you would be hearing Dr.
That's right.
and myself saying the same thing. This is wrong, wrong, and damn wrong. But imagine if President Barack Obama had done something like this. And you know what, Doc, for them to try to cloak themselves, first they saying Biden is bumbling and wasn't fit to be president in the last year of his service. And now, though, on this, they want to hide under his shadow. Well, right. I'm here to tell them it doesn't matter if President Biden's administration was in conversations, we would still be saying the same thing. And oh my God, I don't know if hell has frozen over, but maybe slightly, because I am in agreement on this particular issue with Sister Laura. This is ridiculous.
I know. Leave it to Trump. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time Trump made me root for George H.W. Bush. Politics is interesting. All right, we'll bring you updates as they develop. It's quite simple to me.